A lot of people forget the journey before how they got to where they are today, right? Like all the things that you have had to overcome and learn and self-develop and conquer and achieve. Surely you're not just born yesterday and starting this, right? You bringing in a wealth of knowledge, experience, and wisdom. So don't undervalue yourself. Welcome to Women Thrive Season 5. This season, you can expect incredible conversations with women from all around the world. We at Women Thrive, not only do we put on incredible conversations with women, host events, retreats, publish a magazine, publish books, and we have created a platform for every woman to shine and share her message. So you right now tapping into a podcast that is globally recognized as the place for women to be and share their message. Be inspired, be part of the conversation, and let's thrive together. Welcome to Women Thrive Season 5. My name is Raimonda Jan, and I'll be your co-host for this season of the Women Thrive podcast. I'm so excited to have you here for our very, very first episode of this season and also share just what's yet to come. So if you have been our loyal follower and listener of Women Thrive podcast, welcome back. I hope you had a beautiful summer and looking forward to the new season. If you're somebody new to our community, you will get to know myself and my co-host Abigail today, and also, of course, talk about what's to come this season. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about women coming together, rising together, creating collaborations and opportunities to work together. And as a community, this is a great topic for us to start with this season as we bring together amazing guests throughout the year. So first of all, I want to say hello to my co-host, Abigail Rebecca. Hi, Abby. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. I'm very excited for season 5 because we know who's coming up. We know who we're going to be bringing on. And yeah, I can't believe that we're at season 5 already.
Right. I was just checking in before we began. I said, Abby, are you sure we're on season 5? Because it seems like, wow, we just started it recently and we're already on our fifth year doing this.
Yeah, it's just huge. Kudos to the Women Thrive team, to yourself, Raimonda, as the founder and the CEO, and really all our wonderful women in our community, our speakers and our authors that have made it so successful. So proud to be part of this movement and so excited to see what's to come for season 5.
Yeah. So before we kick off, I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you for supporting our podcast, leaving your reviews, because that's what's helping us to really spread the word. And I want to highlight some achievements of season 4 and up to date where we have, well, just the things that we have achieved. So I just want to say that last season, we had more than 30,000 downloads across different platforms that we're streaming on, such as iTunes and Spotify, as well as our YouTube channel. Some of our episodes have gone nearly viral. So that's down to you, our listeners and our viewers for this podcast. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you. Last season, we also ranked top 5% globally, which was massive. And I didn't know until an email came in from a potential guest to say, hey, congratulations. That's amazing. And would love to be featured on your podcast. Like, hold on a minute. When did that happen? So that was amazing to discover it. Last season, we had 48 podcast episodes. So that's nearly 50 women featured on our stage, as well as some solo episodes, or myself and Abigail. Again, so proud and just excited every week to see our views and downloads going up and us being able to reach listeners all around the world. And when I look at our stats, we're reaching women across the globe, from United States to UK and Europe, Canada, different parts of the world, Far East and Australia. So it's just amazing that us just doing this, which started as a seed of an idea, is now reaching women all over the world. Abigail, what was your highlight from season 4, and what do you think we might be
Ooh.
expecting in this new season?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, first of all, those stats are incredible. And yes, thank you so much for our wonderful audience for supporting us. And it's interesting because with a podcast, it's not like the audience is here, like in person with us, but we really, really appreciate your support, your reviews, your shares, your likes, your comments. And we do really want to open up the conversation. And I believe that that's something that we really did on season 4. We opened up the conversation more and really stood for ourselves and other women, encouraging women to really stand up for what we believe in. So I think there was definitely a touch of anarchy on our last series. We were encouraging our speakers to like just say what you want to say and speak how you want to speak. And that theme will continue through this season as well. We were just talking off camera and we will continue to talk about it today, about the general climate as we're recording this in the world and about how important it is for us as women to empower one another, empower ourselves, and to really stand up for what we believe in, to really understand what our values and our point of view is, what our thought leadership is, and then to be able to share it on platforms like this. So that was my main takeaway from last season. And of course, the wonderful guests that we had, women from the wider community, as well as the speakers on our Women Thrive Summit, 2025 Summit, and our authors from our last co-authored collab book, like just some incredible guests and just nice, easy listening. I know, Ray, you say that you wake up in the morning and go, Alexa, play Women Thrive podcast, and you listen to it. I listen to it. It's just really inspirational. I love to hear the stories of other women.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I love that you sort of begun there because that's what we set out for the last season to say, let's go bold. Let's have these bold conversations that perhaps we're too afraid to have. And that was partly the success of the season because we did have those difficult conversations that perhaps we're all thinking about. We want to have those conversations, but there aren't rooms or platforms that are speaking about it. So we really encourage our speakers, speak your truth. And this is what we're standing for. So this season, we're bringing new voices to our platform. Yes, some of our speakers, authors, but also women from our community. So if you want to be featured on our podcast, make sure you put your application on womenthrivemedia.com website, and you will be in for consideration to be featured on our platform. We get a lot of applications, so make sure you pay attention when you're filling it out, because that's how we make a decision. Other than that, we're going to have deep conversations with more amazing guests on this podcast, some women who achieved great things and have achieved success and have something to share, have stories and perspectives to share. So we're really looking for fresh voices, women who want to speak unapologetically, as I say. And the topics that you can expect is topics that is going to help women and women in business and professional careers to really thrive, not only just in business sense, but also in personal sense, in mindset, in growth, in confidence, in building ourselves, our personal brands and visibility. I mean, that's some of the topics that I love. I know Abigail is a speaker on human design, so I know she'll going to bring that into conversations with our guests. But each guest is going to bring something unique to the table, and that's what we're looking forward to bringing in this season. So this episode is going to be fire, so stick with us. And now I want to introduce my wonderful co-host officially, because she will be holding quite a few interviews with our guests this season, only because I am off on maternity leave soon. But before I go off on maternity leave, I will try to record some podcast episodes. And yeah, tune in every week, every Tuesday and every Thursday. There's a new episode coming out starting in September 2025. And we're going to run all the way up until I think April or May in 26. So we got an entire year, an entire season of inspiration and amazing content for you. Now, let's begin here. My incredible co host, Abigail Rebecca, also known as the Visibility Goddess. She empowers spiritual women in business to rise as iconic leaders. And I love that iconic. That's truly a persona and identity that you get to step into when you work with Abigail. So you can be fully seen, fully expressed, and fully aligned to your purpose and mission and everything that you're meant to be doing in this world. And she does that through human design. And she's a business mentor and international speaker who brings in over 29 years of experience supporting six and seven figure business owners and visionary solid entrepreneurs and creatives who want to expand their wealth and, of course, their influence. So she's achieved a lot in her career, both professionally and in entrepreneurial space. And I just want to say personally, I've had an opportunity to work with Abigail for the last 3 years, and we've known each other for a lot longer than that. And you have been a huge part of the Women Thrive community and the heart, and also the relationships and the platform we have built. So I have had the pleasure of co-hosting the podcast, as well as having you co-host some of our retreats, events, and just be my girl with me on this journey, which I appreciate.
Ray, thank you so much. And I just wanted to say thank you for trusting me to hold the space for the wonderful Women Thrive community. I know, you've put your heart and soul into this business, into this movement. It was your creation. You birthed it so intentionally through the experiences that you'd had, through feeling disempowered and not in losing your voice. And so I know how precious this is. And thank you for trusting me to be able to take care of it in my own way, especially as you're going on to maternity leave as well. And I just wanted to say, can we just big it up for Raimonda over here? Not only building an empire, managing a team, running a mission, supporting her clients, launching multiple projects and products and experiences for the wonderful Women Thrive community, but also growing a baby while raising a toddler and moving house.
And in the middle of purchasing another one.
Oh no, I didn't even know about that. Okay. So it's all going on for you. So I just want you to know I can guarantee you that while you're away and settling into the next stage of motherhood, that when you play the podcast, I am holding this space for the whole vision, waiting for you to come back and do some more hosting. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. And we were talking about it today, weren't we? We had a speaker call with one of our speaker calls that we hold for our 2026 summit speakers, and we were speaking about the power of collaboration, weren't we? How important it is.
Yeah, it's so important. And I found that you can't build a big vision on your own. It doesn't happen in solitude. And that's why community has been a big part. But then also bringing in an incredible team alongside. And rest assured that you won't keep me away for too long.
No, we won't. But also, yeah. You won't keep yourself for too long. Raimonda's like, oh, I'm just going to go on maternity leave. And then I see her and she starts sneaking into things.
Yeah, I think at the last maternity leave, my team locked me out and gave me strict rules to stay away. And then slowly I sneaked back in around 4 weeks and I started holding a few client calls and and then started to just get back in. But that's what happens when you have a big mission and you have truly passion for what you're doing. It makes me feel emotional. Like I want to be in this space. And yeah, motherhood is here and I'm absolutely nesting, but also it's just a reminder, like one never realized that when you have kids, it gives you even bigger drive to do bigger things and go after for everything that you want. And create a stable foundation and be the example for those around you, whether it's your community clients or your kids. So I'm definitely more driven than ever before and going after everything I want without any hesitation.
Yeah, it's a strong draw, right? For a legacy, for sure. So, yeah, we're here to support you. The whole community's here to support you. And I believe another reason why it's important to surround yourself with people, to align yourself with people who you share the same values with, and to collaborate with other women. We're so conditioned still by society to be pitted against each other and to see each other as competition and to be jealous and to maybe even play that comparison game where you're feeling less than
Mm,
when you're in the presence of women who have empowered themselves and have got big missions and big visions. But when we can come together, it makes us stronger. And communities of empowered women coming together is even more important now.
yeah. And it's true that sometimes it can feel intimidating when you see other successful, more successful women around you. But this is a reminder to you that without the women who paved the way forward, without those who have shown us what's possible and taken those big leaps and had the big visions, we wouldn't have anybody to look up to. So the fact that there are women who maybe leaps and bounds ahead of us, it's a blessing because not only we get to learn from them, we get to be inspired and we get to see what else is possible. And I can genuinely say, had I not had women around me who were more successful and already paving the way, I wouldn't have even had this vision to create what I have today because you'd be the first trailblazer. And believe me, being the first trailblazer in anything is not easy. It's daunting, it's doubtful, and people start to doubt you as well when you're starting something that maybe never has done before. So it is a blessing that we're in times when we can look around us and see amazing and successful women and say, wow, she can be my inspiration, what I'm working towards.
Yeah, I agree. I always say when you walk into a room, you've got two choices. You either choose to be intimidated or you choose to be inspired. It's your choice, whichever way you want to go. Both of those choices, whatever you choose, is going to have a huge impact. And I think, well, I know, not I think, I know a lot of what we teach, a lot of what we share in the Women Thrive community, especially when we are guiding our speakers through a process, right, to speak on either one of our virtual stages or in person, is this real like sense of empowerment and confidence and self-belief.
Mm.
And I remember when I first started in my business, I invested a lot of money in masterminds that I never even showed up in because I was so intimidated. Like, so I was actually spending money and investing, and still I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough. There was huge imposter syndrome. It used to really like trigger me. And that wasn't anything to do with the women that were around me. They were just doing their thing. They were like paving their way. They were building their businesses. And this was me. It was all about me. So a lot of this is real inner work and about knowing, you talk about this a lot, Raimonda, knowing your value, knowing your worth, being able to really trust yourself, because when you can trust yourself, then others will trust you. They're looking for leadership, they're looking for someone to lead them through a process. So a lot of this comes down to self-assurance and confidence. But of course, we don't get that confidence until we go out and do the thing. So sometimes doing it scared is actually a good strategy because yeah, okay, I feel scared, I feel intimidated, I want to run away and hide. Stay in the room. Like, don't run anywhere. Stay in the room, do it, share, be vulnerable, talk about your experiences, share your story, and then that will pay dividends because that will really help you to be able to build relationships with these women. And instead of being intimidated by them, you can be inspired by them.
Yeah, it gives me a sense of When you're trying to grow, and if you think about a plant that's trying to grow out of the soil, it's hard and you have to break through a certain level of resistance internally, externally, in order to flourish, in order to really sprout and become that person. So the fact that you might be feeling a resistance somewhere, whether when you are stepping into bigger spaces or surrounding yourself with more successful people, that means you're growing. And that zone of uncomfortable, as long as you're willing to face it, you'll get through it. But if you decide to kind of, okay, I'm not actually coming out, you'll never experience that moment of blossom because then you get to become one of the same people in a room. And what you don't realize, and that's what I see a lot within our community, sometimes people come into our successful women spaces, like our summit speaker space, and they may feel like, oh, who am I to do this? And I feel a bit of as an imposter. Am I as good enough or successful enough? And yet somebody else is seeing them and thinking how amazing they are. They're being inspired by what they're doing. So we often don't give ourselves enough credit for being a leader and being an inspiration for somebody else. We just don't see ourselves in the way other people see us.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I've been in rooms before where I felt less than and then had feedback to the complete opposite. And again, this is part of the work, right? So that you actually start to believe that. Because there's a difference between saying it and doing it and actually being it, like showing up in that way. And that's why I really love the Women Thrive community because you, Raimonda, really hold this beautiful space for women to be able to step in. We have women that join our community that speak on our stages. You will listen to many of them on this podcast, this season, former podcasts, different seasons. We have women that are coming in at different stages within their business and different stages within their speaking career. So even though they are bringing with them so much enrichment in terms of their zone of genius, their experience, their background, their stories, they're at different stages within their journey. So it's really important to meet you, to meet the community where you're at, like to really be able to hold a space for you to be able to develop and grow and flourish. And you really create spaces like that for women to grow and thrive. I mean, it's Women Thrive, and that's what happens. The Women Thrive. But yeah, this self-trust and self-confidence and self-belief and value is such a big thing.
Yeah. Because nobody will be able to. Okay, it's really important for someone to see your potential. And what I see in every single woman is a potential of who she is and what she brings to the table as far as her being unique, but also what's possible for her. Because I've seen women who start from scratch, maybe low confidence, and then grow exponentially in a very short space of time. And whether you are on page one of your journey or page 10 of your journey, it doesn't change your value. It doesn't change your self worth. And it shouldn't change your self belief and the way you see yourself. Just because you may be starting out on page one compared to somebody who's already in page 100, it doesn't devalue you whatsoever. You're just at a different stage of your journey. And a lot of people forget the journey before how they got to where they are today, right? Like all the things that you have had to overcome and learn and self-develop and conquer and achieve. Surely you're not just born yesterday and starting this, right? You bringing in a wealth of knowledge, experience, and wisdom. So don't undervalue yourself. And that I just see the incredible opportunities. And sometimes people just need a little bit of guidance, direction, support, and just a seed of a belief. Because I know what it's like. When I first started my business, I hate to say that, but my own family didn't believe that I could succeed in it. And my mom was like, I'm so regretful. I was like, no, don't, because there was no track record for me to say I can become this six, seven figure entrepreneur doing all of these things because I didn't know what was possible for my vision yet until I started doing it. And I started to find my gifts, my strengths, my mission, my purpose, and apply myself and then grow with that. So it all takes time, but you got to step into spaces where people do see your greatness and will help you flourish in that space as opposed to tear you down.
Yeah. People will people form an opinion of you, don't they? And I find this a lot with like people that you're close to, like family. They'll form an opinion of you, and then that's like the way that you always are, and they can't even see you like as that newer version of you. Like they can't see the vision. So it's then important for you to surround yourself with people that can see the vision so that you become the vision. And then the people around you are like, ah, okay, yeah, I get it now, because they actually see you physically manifesting it. So, but I love that you've shared that with your family because they're so supportive. Like, I know what an amazing support your mum and your stepdad and all the different family members have, and part of Team Thrive in terms of supporting you as the CEO. But yeah, sometimes people just need to see proof in the pudding, and that's fine. So we don't need to convince anyone. We just need to go and make it happen ourselves. And sometimes that means going outside of our current community and finding spaces that you can get that support.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom came to my third event. She's like, oh my God, all of this. I was like, yeah, that's what I've been working on. She's like,
Yeah, just this little thing here.
all these women flying in from across the world to be here, and I couldn't even make the time to come to your event being in London. I was like, don't feel bad, Mom. It's fine. I wasn't building this for you. I'm building this for my community that makes a difference for women who need it. And that's the reminder that you're not going to be building what you're building for everyone, including your family or close ones. You, like Abigail said, you're going to have to go and find yourself that community.
Mm. Oh, I bet that was such a lovely moment. When you, oh my goodness, I can just imagine your mum walking in and so I love to see your when we do the Thrive retreats especially in Valencia, so your family are there. I really love to see them, like really appreciating everything, like just seeing it all and honestly, your mum is so proud. It's just I really love to watch her face.
See, when I first started, I used to work quietly in my bedroom behind the scenes, late nights. And I wouldn't share everything that I was learning and doing and visioning because it sounded crazy. Like, are you joking? Like, what are you talking about? So, if I would have had conversations back then with my family, I would have sounded like an alien. And they didn't really, they still don't get the whole online world. But now my mom have seen the work that has gone in and the momentum and the results and the rewards and the growth and what it has manifested itself into real life, like publishing multiple books and authors and those women flying in to be with us at our retreats, flying out to Miami to launch multiple authors, having our magazine. She's proudly have it in her living room and gives it to all her friends and talks about it. So she's like mega proud of those things. It has blown her away, just what was possible. And like I said, I don't blame when people don't believe in your vision. You shouldn't take it personal, but you should know why you're pursuing what you're pursuing and have the vision because nobody else will see the vision that you have for your success until you go and create it. And you may not even know how successful you can be. I didn't. I didn't know I was going to do all of these things. So let alone telling somebody I'm going to go and build a magazine and do, people would have thought you crazy until I did it.
Yeah. And then what's really nice is that you can then share all the things with them. You can share the experiences, you can treat them, you can share it with your family. And that's one of my most favorite things about all of this, being able to share it with others, share the abundance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Abigail, we're coming to an end of our first episode. I feel like we could carry on, but why don't we take this conversation to our next episode and maybe make it a little bit even juicier and personal for our audience? So we kind of gave you a tap in on what to expect in our season. So our next episode will drop in 2 days' time, so you don't have much long to wait. But leave a comment below. Let us know what are your thoughts, what you'd love to hear, what you've taken away from this conversation. What would you like to contribute to this conversation? Your voice matters, and we want to hear from you. So this is season 5, and this was episode 1 for our podcast. And we'll be back. We'll be back for another episode. So tune in. Abigail, what do you think?
Yes, let's continue the conversation. Let's leave it on a boom, 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 boom. And let's move on to the next conversation. Let's do it. Let's record another episode here and now.
Here and now. So tap into episode 2, and of course for this entire season packed with incredible conversations to inspire you to rise and thrive in business and life. Make sure you share this episode with your friends, followers. Leave us a review. Those really, really make a huge difference for our podcast going out there into the world. And I hope you enjoyed this little behind the scenes conversation. We're going to bring some more in this season. Thank you, Abigail, for being my co-host. Thank you for listening to this episode of Women Thrive Podcast. I'm so thankful for you as a listener for spending time with us, myself and my co-host Abigail, to hear our conversations with our guests. If you have had the opportunity to hear our podcast, do make sure you leave a review and share this episode with your audience as well. This has helped us reach the 5 top % globally ranked podcasts, as well as reach more than 30,000 downloads to date. Your support means so much to us, and this is how we get to reach more people around the world. At Women Thrive Media, we're here to amplify voices of women and empower women to take the center stage and shine a spotlight on their messages.